There's a strange moment that almost nobody talks about. It's not when you make your first dollar, not when you get your first paycheck, not even when you save your first thousand. It happens later, quietly, when your investments cross $10,000. Nothing explodes, no fireworks, no notification that says, "Congratulations, your life has changed." But something does change. The way you look at money, the way you make decisions, the way time feels. And if you miss this shift, you'll keep playing a small game for the rest of your life. My name is Zaki, and I spend way too much time thinking about how people build wealth from nothing. If you're someone who keeps telling yourself you'll start investing once things feel more stable, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out.
Most people think money is about income. How much do I earn? How can I earn more? What job pays the most? So they focus on working harder, getting raises, switching jobs, chasing opportunities. And yes, income matters. But here's the problem. Income alone doesn't change how you think about money. You can earn more and still feel broke. You can double your salary and somehow still live paycheck to paycheck, because the real shift doesn't happen when your income grows. It happens when your money starts working without you. And for most people, that shift doesn't feel real until they hit that first $10,000 invested. Let's break this down simply. Imagine two versions of you. Version 1, you have $500 saved. Version 2, you have $10,000 invested. On paper, the difference is just numbers, but psychologically, it's a completely different world. When you have $500, money feels fragile. Every expense matters. A small emergency, it wipes you out. So your brain is constantly in defense mode. Don't lose. Don't spend too much. Be careful. You're focused on survival. But at $10,000 invested, something subtle happens. You start noticing growth. Even small movements feel meaningful. A 5% gain? That's $500, which used to be your entire savings. Now, it's just a fluctuation. That's when your brain starts asking a new question. What if this keeps growing?
This is where the shift begins, because for the first time, you're not just earning money, you're owning assets. And assets behave differently than income. Income stops when you stop working. Assets don't. Think of it like planting a tree. At the beginning, it looks pointless. You water it, protect it, wait, nothing happens. It feels slow, almost boring. But once it grows enough, it starts giving back. Shade, fruit, growth on its own. That's what your first $10,000 represents. Not wealth, but momentum. And momentum changes everything. Because now, growth doesn't come only from effort, it comes from time. Here's a simple example. Let's say you invest $10,000. If it grows at 8% per year, that's $800. You didn't work extra hours, you didn't hustle more. It just happened. And that's when your brain starts to realize something powerful. I can make money without trading my time. At first, it feels small. $800 isn't life-changing, but the idea behind it, that's where everything shifts. Because now, you're not just earning, you're multiplying. And multiplication is a completely different game. Here's what really changes after your first $10,000. Your identity. Before that point, you're someone who spends, saves, works. After that point, you start seeing yourself as someone who invests. And identity drives behavior. When you identify as a spender, you look for things to buy. When you identify as a saver, you look for ways to protect money. But when you identify as an investor, you look for ways to grow money. This is why two people with the same income can end up in completely different places. One spends their extra money. The other invests it. Same income, different identity. Completely different future. At $10,000, investing stops feeling like a theory. It becomes real. You start checking your investments, watching how they move, learning how markets behave. Not because someone told you to, but because now you're in the game. And once you're in the game, you pay attention differently. Let's be honest, $10,000 is not a magical number. It won't make you rich. It won't give you financial freedom, but it feels significant. Why? Because it's big enough to matter, but small enough to be achievable. It's the first time your money can move noticeably, grow meaningfully, and teach you real lessons. Below that number, everything feels slow. Above that number, everything starts to feel possible. This is where many people either accelerate or fall back. Because once you see growth, you face a new challenge: patience. Here's the mistake most people make after reaching $10,000. They get excited. They see growth. They feel momentum, and they think, I should speed this up. So they take bigger risks. They chase quick gains, jump into trends, follow hype, because now they've tasted progress and they want more, faster. But this is dangerous, because the very thing that got them to $10,000, consistency, gets replaced by impatience. And impatience doesn't reward speed. It rewards time. Remember, compounding doesn't reward speed. It rewards time. If you interrupt it, you reset the game. Here's the deeper idea most people miss. Money is not just about numbers. It's about behavior over time. Think of money like a system. Input, your income and savings. Process, your decisions and habits. Output, your financial results. Most people try to change the output without fixing the process. They want more money, but they don't change how they think about it.
Your first $10,000 is powerful because it forces a shift in the process. You stop asking, how much can I spend? And start asking, how much can I keep invested? That one question changes everything. Because wealth isn't built by big moments. It's built by repeated decisions, small ones, daily ones, almost invisible ones. And here's where it gets interesting. Once you hit $10,000, the next $10,000 is easier, not because of money, but because of behavior. You've already learned how to save, learned how to invest, learned how to stay consistent. So now, it's not about starting, it's about continuing. And continuation is easier than starting. This is why the hardest money you'll ever earn is your first invested $10,000. After that, the system is already running. There's another shift that happens at this stage. Your relationship with time changes. Before investing, time feels like something you trade, hours for money. After investing, time becomes something that works for you. You start thinking in years instead of days. You stop caring about small daily changes and start focusing on long-term growth. This is rare because most people are trapped in short-term thinking. They want results now, fast, immediate, visible. But investing teaches you something uncomfortable. Real growth is slow at first, then it accelerates. This is the nature of compounding. It looks boring until it doesn't.
So what should you actually do with this? Let's keep it simple. First, focus on reaching your first $10,000 invested. Not perfectly, not quickly, but consistently. Cut unnecessary spending. Save deliberately. Invest regularly. Because until you reach that point, everything feels theoretical. Second, once you hit it, protect your momentum. Don't chase quick wins. Don't jump into risky moves. Your goal is not to get rich fast. Your goal is to stay in the game long enough for compounding to do its work. Third, shift your mindset. Stop thinking like a spender. Stop thinking like just a saver. Start thinking like an investor. Every dollar becomes a decision. Consume now or grow later. And over time, those decisions define your life. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Your first $10,000 won't change your lifestyle, but it will change your trajectory. It's the moment you stop relying only on effort and start relying on systems. The moment money stops being something you chase and starts becoming something you build.
And from the outside, it won't look like much. No one will notice. No one will congratulate you. But years later, that quiet moment will be the reason everything looks different, because wealth doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from crossing invisible thresholds and becoming the kind of person who never goes back. And $10,000? That's usually the first one. If this helped you see money differently, hit the like button and subscribe, because most people are stuck in the same cycle and they don't even realize it. And the sooner you break out of it, the sooner your money starts working for you.